Now I have my heart cut out, and so it's time to attach the binding. I have assembled some binding, and here's what I prefer to do whenever I'm doing a round edge like this. I prefer to tuck my binding in. So you'll see this end of my binding strip, I folded this in about 1/4 inch, and then I press my strip in half. This just makes it so much easier to attach the binding in the end, because you just tuck it in, and when we have a curve like this, it's really hard to measure and get it right so that your binding will be nice and neat. So I will just sew this on. I sew it to my back. So I start around here, I'll leave a little bit of overhang so that when I come around I can tuck it in. But I like to also pin this end here. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and trim that little triangle off, make it easier to see here. There. And so I'm just going to pop a little pin to hold this, and then I'm going to put another one right here where I'm going to start sewing. I'm going to sew all the way around, and I'll show you how I tuck in my binding. So as I'm coming back to where I'm going to tuck my binding in, I like to stitch pretty close and actually take a few stitches over where my first pin is to kind of secure everything together. And that's where I'm going to trim my binding. So I'm going to take it out so you can see it. I'm going to grab my scissors. And so first, I'm just going to trim this long end so it's easier to look at. And here's what I want to do. So this is angled this way, so I know I want to get a little bit of a diagonal cut here just to lessen the bulk. So I open this up and I just do a little bit of an angled cut here, this way, and then this way. So you'll see that I have kind of a little bit of an angle cut here. I can now easily tuck this in. So I'm going to pull this in here and then pull the top over and then make sure it's all taut. Put a little pin in here to hold it. And then I start stitching, making sure that I catch everything and finish it all the way. So now it's all sewn on. As you can see, here's my tucked ends. So now I want to just go and press, and then eventually we will flip this over to the other side. Give it a good press on this side, and then that binding will just curve over the edges really nicely. And then all I do is go around and top stitch right around the edge to stitch my binding down.